Do you want to increase brand awareness, attract new patients immediately and consistently, and become the go-to practice in your community? Then learn how to do ground marketing. That's what I'm going to be teaching you in this series. Let's dive in. Building a ground marketing team. How to find, train, and empower the right person or people to make your community know you by name. Now, why this matters? Because even if you only hire one person or a lot, this is huge. You don't need a huge team. You need someone with the right instincts, clear direction, and the freedom to move. At the same time, you want someone who is bubbly, outgoing, they're a go-getter. And we're going to jump into the personality traits and the characteristics in detail a little bit more right now. But this is 100% scalable with either one dedicated person who owns it like a role or team members contributing in small scheduled doses, maybe 30 minutes per week. And that can have a huge ROI if it is focused. And what I mean by that is a lot of the times, maybe we might have a no-show or we might have a last minute cancellation or something like that. And if we do, that is the perfect time to go out and do a ground marketing strategy. We have many members in the course who do it like that, where there may be a last minute cancellation or a no-show, and then boom, they'll go out to specific businesses, build referrals, or just bring in new patients right then and there. And it's fantastic. I love it when they do that. So the ideal ground marketer, these are the traits the ideal ground marketer has to have. And it matters more than experience because you're not hiring a marketer. You're building a community connector. So a couple things you want to look for is energy plus curiosity plus likability, not marketing degrees, okay? Now, these are the must-have qualities when it comes to a ground marketer or someone you're thinking, hey, they can be our ground marketer, or these are the team members I want to go out and ground market. These are the must-have qualities. Warm and approachable. They're tuned into the local vibes, or they're tuned into the community vibes, right? 3, they're observant and empathetic. They're natural initiators. They're storyteller mindsets. They're resilient and positive, organized and detail-oriented, and obviously they align with your brand voice. Now we're going to go into detail on each of them, right? So the first one is warm and approachable, and why it's critical. Because ground marketing is 90% people skills. Examples of this in action is you make strangers feel at ease in gyms, stores, or events, right? You want to make them feel at ease. Second would be you're tuned into the local vibes, or you're tuned into the community, or just the location that you're in, you know it. And what I mean is, you know what types of businesses, the language that they speak, and the tone that resonates. Maybe you start suggesting local hotspots for outreach that others didn't think of. I'll give you an example of this. For example, we had pediatrics. We have some pediatric practices who are members in our course. And, we're thinking of daycare, schools, the normal stuff. But then others start thinking of like ice cream shops and different locations, Gymboree, Build-A-Bear workshops. And now these are places where children are at, parents are at, and stuff like that. You're thinking a little bit outside of the box now for local outreach, which is fantastic. So you're tuned into the local vibes. 3 is you're observant and empathetic. So you pick up on cues and you adapt your message in real time. And an example of this in action is you notice when someone's overwhelmed and you back off without losing momentum. Okay. 4th would be natural initiator. So you don't wait to be told, you just jump in, you introduce yourself. You approach the staff and business owners confidently and respectfully. Now, this is a hard one a lot of the times because we tend to get into our head a lot. I know I do. And so a trick that I do is, I don't know if you've heard of the Mel Robbins book, 5-Second Rule, but that book was incredible for me when I was continuing ground marketing. You get into your head sometimes, but the 5-second rule is you count to 5 and before you get to 1, right? You count backwards. You got to make your move. And so that helps a lot when you're trying to become a natural initiator or you're trying just to initiate 5, 4, and you just start going for it. Obviously, you want to be prepared beforehand, but at the same time, don't get in your head. And that may be a learned quality. So keep that in mind. The next one is storyteller mindset. Sees content opportunities in everyday moments. So you capture short clips, you turn it into posts with local relevance and so forth. You're always looking for the content opportunity and storytelling. Even if you're just dropping off a sign-up sheet or even if you're doing anything specific, you're going to set up a booth, but the event is tomorrow. You're starting to tell the story the day beforehand, recording content and things like that. storyteller mindset. Resilient and positive is another one. So you rebound from being ignored or told no. You don't dwell on it. You don't ponder on the no, even if the no was abrupt or mean or anything like that. Nope, just let it go. And you keep going without internalizing rejection. Just see rejection as breathing. It's an everyday thing, right? It's just, oh, I'm breathing. That's it. Keep going. You don't even notice it. So you want someone to be resilient and positive. And the next one is huge, organized and detail oriented. You want to track the visits, the lead information, and what's working. And an example of this in action is follow up with a business 2 weeks later with consistency. Follow up with the people who signed up who are interested. You're following up with them. This is huge because it's exciting to go to these events and you're bubbly, you're a go-getter, you're outgoing, and you're signing up these people, and you have 100 people on this sign-up sheet who are interested in the incentive, who are interested in coming into your practice. But if your follow-up game is not good, you're not detail-oriented, you're not organized, you forgot what you discussed with them and so forth, a lot is going to slip through the cracks. So make sure you do that, because the ultimate goal is to bring these people into your practice and become loyal patients, right? And finally, they're aligned with your brand voice. So they don't just speak well, they speak like you. So they talk about dentistry with the same warmth you bring chairside. They are aligned with your voice. So those are the must-have qualities that you want to have in a ground marketer. Now, obviously, not all of them are going to be a 10 at a warm and approachable, a 10 when they're observant and empathetic, a 10 with resilient and positive, but you want to make sure they have a good blend of all of it, right? Each situation is going to require a little bit more of one or the other. Maybe one might require more being a natural initiator or storyteller mindset, as opposed to resilient and positive, because maybe you're at an event that everybody's going to accept. So just make sure they have those qualities. Warm and approachable to me is huge. That's almost number one to me. And organized and detail oriented is almost number one to me, because they got to be warm and outgoing and go-getters and approachable. You want people to approach them too, right? And obviously, when these leads come into the practice, they're going to see them too. The ground marketer is going to build more rapport with them once they're in the practice and so forth, because they saw them outside of the practice. So those are the qualities. Now, job description on how to obtain a ground marketer. In the ground marketing course, I do have the exact ad that you can just copy, paste, post it on Indeed, Facebook groups, wherever you want, and you will get applicants. So I have the whole details on that in the ground marketing course. But here I will share also another one. So you can use this copy paste description to hire someone or internally appoint the right fit. Now, this is a job description for full-time ground marketer or a hybrid role, meaning front office / ground marketer or dental assistant / ground marketer, or even associate or hygienist, right? So the title is Community Outreach and Ground Marketing Coordinator. So on the job description, the ad, it's going to be Community Outreach and Ground Marketing Coordinator. And it's going to say reports to office manager or marketing director or owner, whichever one you want to decide on. Hours, 5 to 40 hours per week, depending on structure. Location, based out of practice. Active in community, 1 to 3 days a week. Compensation, hourly plus performance bonus based on lead quality or conversions, or based on leads. So you want to have that hourly plus performance bonus. Or it could be salary plus performance bonus. We do have members in the ground marketing course that pay them salary plus performance bonus, just depending on how you want to track. So that's going to be the title, reports, hours, location, compensation. And then the mission you can put to proactively build relationships in the community that increase brand awareness or local awareness, attract new patients, and position the practice as the go-to practice resource in the area, or the go-to dental resource in the area. That's the mission. Responsibilities are research and build a list of high-impact local businesses and organizations. Visit 5 to 10 businesses per week to introduce the practice and develop partnerships. Pitch event partnerships, employee benefits, or dental awareness initiatives. Maintain and update lead tracking sheet or CRM. Represent the practice at community events, fairs, and local gatherings. Capture and share engaging photos and videos during visits for social media. Coordinate giveaways, lunch and learns, and mini pop-up experiences. follow up with business contacts to secure referrals, appointments, or digital promotions or partnerships. So that's the responsibilities, right? And then skills required, you can put clear, confident communication, friendly and professional demeanor, self-starter with time management skills, comfortable with light content creation, photos and videos, right? They don't have to be super heavy into editing and Photoshop and all that. No, if they are, awesome. If they're not, they just got to have light content creation. Just record. That's it. Push record or take pictures. Next one is ability to document outcomes and track performance, and willingness to learn about basic dental services, language, and promos. And that's it. Copy and paste this right here if you see it. And then you can, boom, put an ad to it, right? But like I said, in the ground marketing course, I have the exact ad, and this too, I'll have this too, but I'll have the exact ad that a lot of our members use to put on Indeed and other places. And then they're able to bring in the right person. If you want all the strategies, everything that revolves around ground marketing, you want to learn how to get into apartments, corporations, senior homes, daycare, schools, restaurants, hotels, spas, gyms, every single location you can think of, and we continue to add into it, by the way, this course, then definitely join the ground marketing course. I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes below. You can go ahead and check it out, see everything that you can learn, gain, and at the same time, how it can improve your practice and your life. Not only will you attract new patients immediately, but also you'll be known as the go-to practice in your community. But if you want to learn all that, go in the show notes below, click on the first link in the show notes below. It's the ground marketing course. Go ahead and join it, and I look forward to seeing you in there. Next is a scalable structure, 2 proven models that work. Model A is 1 dedicated ground marketing person. They can be full or part-time. If you're just starting out, I recommend part-time, and then you can move them on to full-time. And they're perfect for new practices trying to grow quickly, established offices with a marketing budget, or owners who want to remove themselves from doing all of the ground marketing. And a way you can measure success is leads collected per month, obviously, business partnerships created, new patients acquired from ground marketing efforts, and social reach and engagement tied to ground marketing posts. And you can bonus however you want. You can give them a monthly theme or target audience, right? Like May is all bonus however you want. You can give them a monthly theme or target audience for gyms. June is summer schools. July is real estate offices and so forth. That's fantastic. I like that a lot, where you have a monthly theme and you attack it. In the ground marketing course, that's exactly how I recommend it. So I'm going to share a little bit of the ground marketing course right now, real quick. So if you're watching this on video, you're about to get an insider's look of the ground marketing course. But in the ground marketing course here, that's how I kind of recommend all our members start off. Hey, okay, the month of, let's just say it's June, let's just do nothing but apartments. And then you learn how to do all kinds of apartments. You even see me do apartments and everything like that. You learn the scripts, you learn the strategies. That way you gain mastery on that specific location, on those type of businesses. Now July comes up, let's do senior homes. And now you're going to go to all the independent living facilities, senior homes, things like that. And you're going to gain mastery over that for that 1 month. And then boom, now you're busy. You're having events. You're doing a lot for the seniors and also the apartment complexes. You're doing events there, picking up sign-up sheets. Now we're in August. Okay, August, we're going to go to nothing but medical locations. And that's urgent cares, hospitals, private medical locations, pediatric locations, general practitioners, right? And then boom, now you're doing a ton of stuff with them on top of senior homes and apartments. And on medical locations, you gain mastery. This works a million times better than you getting the course and then saying, okay, I'm going to a shopping strip. And the shopping strip, they have restaurants, they have a daycare, they have a gym, they have salons. Let's just go do all of them in that shopping strip right now. You're going to make mistakes if you do that. You're going to maybe confuse some scripts with one and another. You could do that, but like I said, you're not really gaining mastery over one specific thing, and it will not feel as natural as if, okay, the month of June, we're going to do apartments. That means this week we're going to go visit apartments. Next week, we're going to go visit apartments. The next week, we're going to go visit. And so do you see how you're doing it consistently? The same scripts, the same strategies, but now it's becoming more natural. You know what's working. You know how to make it your tonality. You know what to take out. There's more intentionality in your speech when you're going to these locations, and you know what the outcome is going to be. And now you know exactly what you need to bring, what specific apartment complexes they're looking for. And you're maybe even able to ask specifically for a specific event. So for example, apartment complexes, they do stuff for pets during the summer. So now you can go in there and say, not only do you do stuff for the residents here, but do you do stuff for pets and their residents? And they're going to be like, yeah, we do. We offer this. Cool. Can I participate in both of those events? So now you're unlocking more by just being hyper-focused on that month. That is way more effective than you going to one shopping strip and saying, I'm going to try and do all these businesses for today or for this week. And the next week, I'm going to go to another shopping strip and do all those businesses and so forth. It'll work, but it's not going to be as effective as you can be. And you're not going to feel as comfortable as you want to be, as if you're focused on just one specific strategy or one specific business or location for that month. And this is how inside of the course looks, by the way. Lots of great information, lots of interesting stuff that our members utilize. We continue to add to the course and so forth. So if you're ever interested in joining the ground marketing course, I'd love to see you in there. Definitely let me know, or just go in the show notes below, click on the first link, and you'll be able to enroll. And like I said, we love to see you in there. But going back to the episode, so that's model A. You have one dedicated ground marketing person, full or part-time. Model B is you can train your existing team to share in the ground marketing game, right? And this is perfect for small practices without room for extra hires, tight-knit teams who already love the brand, and staff who enjoy getting out of the office. It's really good for that. Now, how to structure it? You assign one team member per week to do one outreach visit or a call during admin time or during downtime. You create a rotating calendar with who's on the ground marketing duty this Friday, and you make it fun. Add a team leaderboard or a Slack thread to share wins. And that's it, right? You can offer a community ambassador bonus for any team member who brings in 5+ leads that convert to appointments in a month. And that's it. So honestly, when there's downtime, 10 minutes per day or 10 minutes even per week. One person's like, hey, Brittany, it's your turn. Hey, Mark, this is your week. And then they just document it. That's it. They document what happened. And if you experience a no-show in your practice, or you've experienced a last-minute cancellation, there may be refilling coffee pot, making new coffee for everyone, or refilling those hygiene kits to give out, or they're just maybe not doing much. Or maybe they're just clocking in and clocking out, and they could have been doing something. This is perfect. This is what you can be doing, ground marketing. So before we get into the closing reminders real quick, in the ground marketing course, I also teach you exactly how to compensate your ground marketers or your team who's ground marketing. If it's your team, obviously they're already on hourly or they're on a salary. And I'd show you exactly the dollar amount and everything on how to pay them commission per lead and so forth. Now, if it is someone who's ground marketing part-time or full-time, show you exactly how to pay them hourly or salary plus commission. That way they never feel like, oh, I've already reached my hourly or salary. No, they're always striving for more and more and more. And it's fantastic. It's a fantastic structure. So that's in the ground marketing course as well. Now, some closing reminders. Do not hire for experience. Hire for likability and drive. You can teach the pitch, but you cannot teach the personality. And ground marketing doesn't have to be massive to work. One person, 1 hour a week, one connection. That's all it takes to start. Just make sure you're doing it all right, okay? It's all done with a specific strategy, not just going out there and introducing yourself and that's it. It all has to have a strategy in the end game. All of it has to be cheeks and seats, okay? All of it has to say, these people are going to come to the practice at this time, this day, and we're going to see them. That's the end result. And that's what happens. And this is ground marketing patient acquisition. It's grassroots. So there's no ad platform that will ever beat someone walking into a local gym and shaking a hand with purpose. Okay. So if you found someone who could bring you 5 new patients a month by just walking across the street and starting conversations, wouldn't you make that their job? Because that's exactly what a ground marketer is. Train one right, and they'll build your reputation before anyone even walks through your door. And that's going to do it. That's how you hire a ground marketer or how you build a ground marketing team. We discuss how to find, train, and empower the right person or people already in your team to make your community know you by name, but most importantly, for them to become your new patients and loyal patients. Okay? If you have any questions or concerns, or you want to check out the ground marketing course, go on the show notes and click on the first link in the show notes below and just see everything the ground marketing course has to offer for you and your team. So I'm excited to see you in the course. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in our next episode, we're going to be discussing why persistent pays off in ground marketing. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.